Hello guys, welcome back. Today we are discussing about VPC peering. So VPC peering is mainly so to connect or communicate between two VPCs. Two VPC. So we have multiple scenarios. Like first scenario is between two VPCs, between two VPC, between two VPCs within the region. Within the region. Second one, so between two VPCs across the region. Third scenario is between two VPCs across the accounts. So these are the scenarios we need to establish the communication between the VPCs, and we need to test it by creating the servers in that VPC. So as I said earlier, so there is a communication is already established between two regions. Okay, so we need to configure the peering, then it will be communication will be established. Okay, so let us see so what are we going to try today. Okay, if you see here, this is, assume this is my account, and I'm giving name for this one as, and this is my account. Under this one I'm assume this is my region EU West 1, that is Ireland, EU West 1 Ireland. Okay, so here I am creating two VPCs. Okay, so what we will do now, let me explain. Delete EU West 1, right? So this is my region Ireland. In this one I am creating a VPCs. I am creating two VPCs. So as I said, we are going to test three scenarios today. We are testing three scenario. So VPC peering mainly because to establish communication or connection between two VPCs. So these are the scenarios between two VPCs and with same region, and between the two VPCs across the regions, between two VPCs across the accounts. Okay, we will create that peering connection and we will test how this will work. Okay, so I created one VPC in one, see, two VPCs in same region, first scenario. Okay, so I'll give this name for this one is, okay, I'll take this one as green VPC. So without any confusion we will go with the color code also. So we'll give name for this one is green VPC. Okay, and so limitations we before we create VPC peering. So first one is IPs should not overlap. Second one is peering, VPC peering won't work in transit. So first one is, so assume I am creating two VPCs. Two VPCs should not have same IPs. If same IPs is there, means overlapping will happen. So same IPs can't connect across the VPCs with the help of peering. Okay, IP should not be overlap, and VPC peering won't work in transit. So transit is nothing but So assume you are flying to somewhere from India to US. You are flying, so you are taking a flight from India and you are going to any in between any country. Assume either Dubai or Malaysia. So that and again from there you are taking a another flight to go to US. So that Dubai is a transit for you. So in the same way, VPC connection between, that means VPC peering connection between the two VPCs. So I assume I have three VPCs. I can't create connection between 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 3. 3 cannot be connected to 1. Okay, that I will show you here how this VPC peering will established. So this is one VPC, and take green VPC, right? I'll choose red VPC. So red VPC, red VPC. So I created so this is the two VPCs. One is green VPC, another one is red VPC. So this is in between inside my region. Inside region I'm creating two VPCs, and that is the first condition. So between two VPCs within the region, and the second one is between two VPCs across the region. So what I will do, I'll go and I'll create one more region, and under one more region I'll create, assume this is my another region. Okay, okay, assume this is my Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific or any North Virginia. Assume this is North Virginia. We are going to use North Virginia as my second region. So US East 1, North Virginia. So North Virginia. Okay. And here I will create one more VPC, another VPC, blue VPC. So take this one and blue VPC. So as I mentioned, IPs should not be overlap for the VPC. Then if your IPs is overlapping, then connectivity is not established. So let us give the IP ranges also here. 10.0.0.0/16, and for red VPC, so I'll give here 172.0.0.0/16. that is for red one. And coming to the blue one, I'll give 198.162.0.0/16 is the range of CID range for that subnet, that VPC. So we will create VPC, and we will create subnets, and we will create one EC2 machine inside of that, and we will test the connection. Okay, this is my EC2 machine inside of that one. Okay, I'll give a name for this one, EC2. EC2. Okay, so EC2. So we will give this EC2 machine IP address after creating our server. Okay, and we will test the communication between two VPCs. So by defaultly there is no connection between two VPCs. So let's log into my AWS account. So already I have logged in. So first we will go to the VPC console. I hope my voice is audible to you guys. Okay. Okay. A size, you mean to say this one in the paint? Okay, this one. Notepad already we are using for the points which we are discussing. I didn't get you. Okay, so we'll discuss that one at later. So at the end of the class. So I didn't get you. Volume or size of the font. Hmm. So now we can't increase. Why? Because already it is paint, right? Okay. So going forward, we will make it as 16 and we will increase it. Already we have it is done, right? So we can't do anything here. So going forward, if any text we are entering there, we will increase that for you. Okay. Try to adjust now. So first thing we need to create in Ireland region. I'm creating two VPCs with this IP CADR ranges. Okay. So already I mentioned only five VPCs are a maximum limit for per account. Okay, I think already I have blue VPC. So what I will do, mm, okay, blue VPC range is something else, right? So I'll assume this range is this VPC range is green, so I'll just go there and I will modify this name as a green VPC. Okay, just save this. Yesterday we created, right, this one. Yesterday we created with the range of 10.0.0/16. So now we need to create with this range 172.0.0/16. So create VPC. So in real times we won't do the always with coming to the console and we'll create. So we will have some automation called cloud formation or Terraform. With the help of that we will create any resources, but it is starting, right? We will go on manually and we will create it. If I get the code and if I create, you guys can't understand. So red VPC 172.0.0.0/16. Okay, so as I said yesterday, same we are going and continuing, and I'll create one subnet for our testing here. So create subnet. This subnet needs to be reside in my red VPC. Okay, so subnet name I'll give. Just a moment, guys. Yeah, sorry guys. So we are giving a name for this one, red subnet one. So any availability zone, because we are going with only one, right? So 172.0, just a minute. Yeah, 0.1.0/24 I'm giving for this subnet, and I'm creating this. I need only one subnet. Yes, we can create multiple subnets, but testing purpose we need only one. So I simply created only one. So I need to create a routing table also. Before that I need to create one internet gateway to attach to my VPC. If I navigate here, I take for each and every VPC, there will be one internet gateway to reach to the internet. The same way for this blue as well. So this we can call it as IGW, internet gateway. IGW. So దీన్ని ఏం చేస్తామంటే red IGW already it is created yesterday and we have attached to the red VPC. So in the same way I'll create one more internet gateway. Just I'll give red IGW create internet gateway. So now it is created. Just attach to the VPC. Choose your VPC called red VPC and attach to internet gateway. So now we have attached. So now we need to create a routing table for the routes. Create a routing table. Give a name for this. This is a red routing route, red route, ROUT, red route, and we need to choose a red VPC only and create this. Now we have created. So we need to associate that routing table, right? Red routing, and this routing table need to be associated with our subnet which we have created now. Okay, we have created only one, that is the reason we are able to see only one subnet. So go to the routes and edit routes, give the internet connectivity for this one. Okay, internet gateway, use red IGW only, save route tables. So now we have this green VPC and red VPC ready. So now what I will do, I'll go to the EC2 console and I'll launch two instances in two VPCs. We will test the connectivity. So as I mentioned, connectivity is not by defaultly established, so we need to make the connectivity. That is the reason we are creating VPC peering. So choose the default one and go with the T2 micro always. So first I'll create a green VPC and I'll choose, okay, yes, subnets also I need to change the name. Just a moment guys, I'll change the name for the subnets also, or else it will be confusing. Okay, I'll just choose the green VPC. So green VPC, right? Green VPC ID I'll go to the subnets. So yesterday I have created blue one, right? That is the reason it is little bit confused. So I need to delete that one. Okay, I'll just modify the routing table name itself. That's it. Just I'll add green. Save. Save. So save this. ఈ మాడిఫై చేసే లోపు నేను క్రియేట్ చేసి ఉండొచ్చు ఒకటి, డిలీట్ చేసేసి. If we are creating manually, right, so we need to delete all the subnets, routing tables, internet gateway, all the things manually. So the same thing if you are created with the any template, if you delete the template, by defaultly it will delete all the backend resources. Okay, the same way I'll go to the routing tables and I'll modify that as well. So blue is the right, instead of blue I'll give just green. Green, just go that, edit and give the green. Okay, Now save this. So now I'll launch the instance. Launch instance. Just select the instance, type AMI and configure instance details. Choose the green VPC and choose green subnet. Okay, and this will be by default enabled. Remaining things we will see while discussing EC2. So go to the next security groups, select existing. Yes, choose this and review and launch. Just launch it. So I have launched one instance now in green VPC. So same way I will launch one more instance in my red VPC as well. So and we will test the connectivity. So select this. Come on, configure instance details. Here you need to choose a red VPC. Go to red VPC, red subnet. I have only one subnet, so no worries. So yesterday I mentioned, right? Yesterday what I mentioned. So in the subnets, after we creating the subnet, we need to enable IP auto modify as an public IP. You need to enable that, or else we won't get IPC by default. It is not enabled. See this one, it is not enabled. Don't forget to enable while you are doing the practice. Just save this one. So okay, I'll just go and enable. If you enable that option at subnet level, by default it will enable. So I didn't done, so that is the reason I'm doing here. So that is the two things you need to make sure whenever you are creating. Create and select an existing security group. Yes, review and launch. So launch. Just launch this instance. So it will take some time, just 2 minutes within the time. So I'll give this server name as green server because I have created in green VPC. Okay, and the second server I'll give name as red server. So red VPC, right? Red server. Okay, so first instance is status checks is passed. So now we are good to connect to that machine. So what I will do now, I'll open my putty session. This I will explain you whenever we are discussing about EC2. Okay, so I'll get the IP or DNS host name of the server and I will log into this one. Okay, yes, I want to connect to the server. Okay, and change settings. And change site. Okay, now I have connected to green server. So what I'll do here, I'll make the difference also. Change settings and colors and default foreground, modify. I'll choose as a green. Okay, just apply for this. So this is a green server now. Okay, now I'll connect to the red server also. So red server, there is security group. I have used default one, right? I need to modify the security settings, group settings. Yesterday also we saw at the time of first time we are connecting to that instance, we are unable to connect because of the security group inbound rules is allowed only to internal security group only. Okay, let me try to connect first and then we will test whether it is working or not. So if it is not working, then we will modify it. So just load this one and copy this server DNS name or IP. You guys observed here. So green server I got, for green server I got DNS name also. If you see the red server, I didn't get DNS name because of I didn't enable DNS host names at my VPC. So after creating my VPC, I didn't enable that one. So I'll go here, edit DNS host names. See, it is not enabled. Just enable that one. Then only you will get the DNS names. Okay. Now I will connect to second server. That is the second server IP, and just open this one. You will get error here because your security group is not allowed to any specific source. We have allowed to internally to the same security group ID. Okay, so we'll wait for the error and we will modify that. So let us edit this one and allow traffic to. So we got the error, good one. So now we'll modify from any source and save the rules. So now I have saved this one. I'll go to the same putty now. I'll just restart the session. So it is asking to connect. So now I have to change the colors for this color. Okay, this is red server, right? So I'm going to modify as a red. Okay, and I want to modify the font size also when it is maximized. Okay, so now I have, so Control L is to clear the screen in Linux. Okay, now first I will test the communication between the two servers. So these are the two servers. So whenever you are testing the connectivity between the two servers within a VPC, you need to test with the private IP. If you are testing with the public IP, by default it will ping. If you go to the red server and you are pinging public server, public IP of green server, it will ping it. It will ping because it is going via internet gateway. Okay, always you need to test with your private IP. So let us take private of my green server. Let me test now. See, it is not pinging. Same case with the red server to green server. So I'll take this private IP, go to green server, choose ping connect ping, and test it. So it is not testing. It is not working. So now what we need to do? So what is our agenda? We need to create a peering connection. So navigate down here, click on the peering connection. So create peering connection. Peering connection. So give a name to green to red. Okay. So VPC requester. Who is requester? I am the requester. That is green. So choose green. Green IP associated with this one. Okay. So within this account or class account, another account within the region or another region. So at the moment we are going with the first condition, that is this region only. Who is the acceptor? Acceptor is red VPC. So just create peering connection. Okay. So still it is in pending mode. So we need to so this is within the region, right? You just click on the actions and accept the request. You just accept the request. Yes, accept. Okay, close. So we have established the communication between two VPCs. So let us go and test it. So even we establish the communication, still the ping is not working in the both the cases. Why? So we need to update the routing table of a particular subnets, then only that instances will communicate together. Okay, now what I will do, I'll first go to the green server. I'll choose the subnet from here only. If you choose from here, there is no like confusion. If you are going to directly VPC and you are taking a particular subnet and you are editing, so it might miss. So if you come here and if you choose a subnet from here, that will be good. So you are modifying to the particular EC2 instance where you are currently created your EC2 instance. Just choose this one and go down here. Here route table is there. You click on this routing table. Now you will see the association, subnet association of the same subnet only. Go to the routes, edit routes. Here we are telling apart from 10.00 go to the local. Apart from this, go to the internet. We are not telling to go and connect with the other VPC. So we will give now 172.0.0/16. This is the VPC ID of the red VPC. So if you see here, peering connection, go to the peering connection here. If you see here, green to red, we are established. So green to red. So you need to give the red IP of your VPC CIDR range. You need to give here. Just save the routes. Save the routes. Okay, we saved this one, and we are green to red we have established, right? So green server to red we have established, but still the communication is not established because we have done only one side for only one instance. This green server side only we have done the routing. So now what we need to do, we need to make the same routing in red server as well. Just go to the routing tables, red routing, just go to write it routes, just add route and choose your VPC of your green server, VPC ID of your green server. Go to the peering connection, just use the same peering connection, save routes. So if you see here, now it is started working. So green to red also working, green to red also working, and red to green also working. This is how we need to establish the communication between the VPCs, and we need to route the VPC peering connections at the routing tables, right? This is the one scenario. Coming to second scenario. Okay, what is our second scenario? Between two VPCs across the region. So across the region, this is North Virginia, this is EU West 1, that is Ireland region. So now I need to create one more VPC in North Virginia, and I need to establish connectivity between any of this one. Okay, so let me navigate to VPC and just switch the region from this console. Okay, so I've opened North Virginia. Okay, cancel. So this is some routing tables, it is navigated by defaultly. Okay, click on your VPCs. There is no VPCs here, there is no VPC here. So, okay, create VPC now. So name your VPC as blue VPC, and give the IP range for your VPCs. Here is 198.162.0.0.16, 192.168.0.0/16. So tenancy is default, just create VPC, and then I need to create one internet gateway. I need to attach this internet gateway to my VPC. Create internet gateway, give a name to it, blue IGW. Create internet gateway. So attach to a VPC, choose your VPC, just attach this one. Now I'll create a one more subnet here. Create subnet. Subnet 1. What is the name I'll give? So blue subnet. No preference. Just go with the 192.168.1.0/24 and create subnet. So subnet is created now. Now what I need to do, routing table also I need to create. So by default there will be one route, it is created. Yesterday I saw and I explained you why we will get one default routing table. Blue route. Okay, blue route, and VPC is my blue VPC. Just create. So once I create this routing table, I'll navigate inside of that blue route, and I'll go to the subnet association, edit my subnets, and use the only one subnet which we have created now, and go to the routes, edit routes, give the add route, and 00 to internet gateway. Okay, close. And what we will do now, we will create a one virtual machine here, EC2 I'll create one virtual machine in North Virginia, and I need to test the communication between North Virginia and Ireland. Okay, North Virginia EC2 dashboard, and okay, so key pairs already I have one key pair. Okay, so key pair is specific to region. Okay, and this key pair I have used in the EU Ireland one. I just imported from there to here. Okay, how to import a key pair, that I will show you from one region to another region. If you want to use same key pair, I'll show you that also. Okay, instances, just launch instance, choose the AMI. What happened? No AMIs. Come on, cancel and exit. Launch instance, select and choose your. Okay, before that I want to show you route tables, right? So I'll just go to the VPC and subnet. Just this is my VPC, blue VPC. I'm just enabling DNS host names because we didn't get right. I want to show you that option here. Cancel it. I'll come back here. Okay, so VPC, at the VPC level I have enabled the DNS host names. Now at the subnet level I will enable auto assign public IP, modify auto assign IP settings, just enable public IPv4 address. Just I saved it. Now I'll go to the instances. I'll launch instance now. So then it will defaultly it will show us. So configure the instance. Okay, blue VPC, only one VPC I have. There is no default VPC in this account. I have deleted default VPC in North Virginia. That is the reason default VPC is not showing. For each and every region we will have one default VPC. Okay, so I'm having only one subnet. So now VPC, as and earlier it was disabled because we are not enabled at the VPC level, at the subnet level. So add storage, go with the default one, tags security group, and select an existing security group. Yes, by default it is taking same security group ID, so that you need to modify whenever you are trying to connect to your EC2 instance. So launch instance. Okay, view instances now. Okay, we will give name to this one as a blue server. Just save this one, copy blue server IP address I have copied, and I came here and I am pasting this one. Okay, the same time, same way we will use this EC2 remaining server IP address also. This is red server IP, and the green server IP also I'll get and I'll paste there. Okay, now we will wait for this blue server to come. So meanwhile I'll switch to any other region. I'll show you how to import a key pair from one region to another region. I have created my key pair in Ireland region. I have imported to North Virginia. So I will show you here how to get the key pair to another region. The key pair is specifically to region, not the entire account. Okay, I don't have any key pairs here. I'll show you how to extract your key pair, import key pairs. If you go to the key pairs, okay, create key pair or import key pair. Okay, see, enter key pair name. So AWS same name I can give, or I can give the other name also. So here I need to paste the public key of my existing key pair. So always I will paste my public key content. That public key content I'll get from my EC2 instance also. Okay, curl http 169.254.169.254 class latest metadata. Okay, I got metadata, and if you see here, public keys is there under this one. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to get next slash, right, slash public keys, public underscore key various keys. So I have the key name is, okay, I'll clear here and I'll go here, AWS BATCH batch 5. I need to cat it, I think. I'll just do the cat address with directory. Okay, what I'll do here, I'll go to home page, home again, cd bash cds replacement public key, no such file or directory. Okay, wget I will use RLs. Wget 404 not connection, connecting to 160 connected HTTP request. Okay, or else I have one more option how to get this one. So I'll open putty. Okay, I'll open putty key and not puttygen. Okay, puttygen is there, puttygen. With the help of puttygen, I'll just load my private key here. Then this is my private key. I'll open here. See, this is my public key. Just you copy this public key here and come to your region. Just after you copied here, just import key pair. Okay, the same key pair, if you want to use across multiple regions, you need to do like this, same key pair. So we'll discuss about key pairs while discussing about our EC2 instances deeply, then you will understand. Just I'm giving a heads up how to use same key pair across the regions. Okay, now the server is up and running. Now we need to connect with this server and we need to test the communication and use this one. So load this, and what you'll do, just give v, and before that I need to modify the security settings, because the server is allowed only for same security group. Instead of security group, I'll go anywhere. I'll just save the rules. I'll go to the putty now and I'll modify the settings right now and go to the colors and choose this one, modify. This is blue server, right? So we'll go with the blue. Okay, just open. Yes, I want to open this server. So my blue server is now coming. Come on. Now what I need to do, so now I want to test the connectivity from blue server to either green server or red server. Any server I need to test now. So now what we have done, we have done the connectivity established, we have done the connectivity between these two EC2 machines, that means these two VPCs. Now we are doing the connectivity either this to this VPC to this VPC, or anyone. Okay, so I mentioned, right, transit, right? So VPC peering not work at the transit. So assume we are connecting, we are creating the VPC between these two VPCs, green and blue. So with the help of this peering, we can't connect to red VPC. So if you want to communicate with the blue to red, you need to do a peering connectivity from here to there. Okay, it is one to one. You can connect from one VPC to multiple VPCs peering, but the connection is between only VPCs. Okay, now I have connected. I'll just test the connectivity before we connect the peering. Ping any server. So we'll choose green server and we will create the established connectivity between. So it is not working and it won't work also. Go to your North Virginia and blue to green we are establishing, right? Go to the peering connection. Go to peering connections. So create peering connection. So give name as blue to green, and VPC requester is blue VPC. Okay, So same account, but not in the same region, not in the North Virginia. So I want to choose another region. What is the region you want to choose? So my region is EU Ireland, EU West one, that is Ireland region I want to take. So in this one, what are the IPs available? It will shows here. So we need to get the VPC ID. Okay, go to here, close this Ireland, right? I need my green VPC ID. So green VPC ID, just click on this, copy this one, go to here, just VPC ID acceptor one. Yes. So now create peering connection. So now still it will be in pending state only until unless acceptor is accept the peering connection. So who is the acceptor now? Green is acceptor. So I'll go to the green and go to the peering connections. Like see, if you see here, this one I will make it as blue to green. So still it is in pending. So I need to accept at the acceptor VPC. So yes, accept. So it is telling. So modify my routing tables also. Okay. Just you can go and modify routing tables at both ends. Both ends you need to modify it. Like same we have done for the green and red, right? In the same way we need to modify the routing tables. Okay. Red route to green route. Okay. Green routing table. Go to the routings and edit route. Okay, add routing. So you need to give now 192.168.0.016. This is the blue VPC ID, CIDR ID. So CIDR range we have taken. Now you need to choose the peering connection of blue to green. We are establishing the connection between blue VPC to green VPC. In the same way, we need to do the at requester level also. Go to your routing tables. Okay, before I add routing here, I'll just go and I will test the connectivity green to blue, right? So from blue I am testing to green, and green to blue I need to test again. So now what I need to get, my blue server IP address I need to get now. So blue server IP, if you navigate to the instances, so this is the blue server. If you click on details, you will get the IP address. Now what I will do, I will go to the green server. Okay, control L to clear ping. See, ping won't work until unless we accepted the blue server routing table at the end of blue server routing tables also. So edit routes, add route, and use blue server, blue VPC CID range we need to take, and the peering connection. Where is peering connection? Here. Yes, here it is there. So use blue to green. Just save the routes. Once you save the routes, you go and verify your connectivity is established between two VPCs across the regions. This is how you need to establish the connectivity. Okay, so why we need to do this? Why we need to do this? Why we need to do this? ఎందుకు మనం చేయాలి? ఎందుకు VPC peering ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయాలి? సో నేనేమనుకుంటున్నానంటే at the time of starting stages, so assume the connectivity between two accounts also. We have two accounts also, right? That I will leave it to you. You guys can do. Just you guys can coordinate with the another member of the like same group. Like we have multiple members, right? You just go coordinate with your friends, and Krishna will coordinate with the Sandeep, and you guys both can get the. I'll show you how to do across the accounts also here, and you guys can do that one, and you guys can update what is the status on this one by tomorrow. Why? Because however tomorrow is Sunday, you guys have time, so do it. So create peering connection. So now what? So these are the things we have done. What? Just a moment. Okay, this is account A. We will call this as account A. Account A. Account A. Now what we will do? We will create one more account, under one more account, this is, assume this is my another account, that is account B. Account B. Under account B, what I will do, I will again create one more VPC. Okay, you can give this name as any VPC, yellow VPC you can give, and you need to establish the connectivity between um, these two accounts now. Okay, these two accounts, see account A and account B, you need to establish the connectivity. So same thing. Okay, this part already we done, this part is for you guys, you can practice, and you can launch one more server here inside of this machine, inside of this VPC. This is your EC2 server, and give a some other range other compared to, I mean, whatever we are using. Apart from this, you just use and you will test this one. Okay, now what we have done here, we just created two scenarios, one between the accounts, between the VPCs in the same region, between the regions, peering connection we have done. So now the third one is create peering connection. So peering connection is, so account, so account A, account A to account B, account A to account B, account B. So requester ID, requester is my VPC, assume. So here you need to choose the option another account, and account ID you need to give. From where you need to get the account ID, you will get the account ID. So this is account ID, you need to get the account ID of another account from your friend, and you need to give that account ID here. And the region, if the guy is having same region, the VPC is having in the same region, North Virginia, you go with the same region. Or if he is having another region, Mumbai region, go to that region and choose that region and get the VPC ID of that acceptor and create the peering connection. And you need to accept the request. So if you are creating A, from account A is you are creating the peering connection, at the account B level you need to go to the peering connection, and you need to click on this peering connection, and you need to accept the request. That is how it will work, right? So you guys will practice this part, this account B part, and let me know. Okay, now what is the use case of this peering? So at the time of starting stages, I was assuming this peering connection will be use case, use case. So assume I have like there are two companies is there, company A and company B. So whenever the company is A is acquiring by company B, so that time there will be communication is needs to be established, right? From A to B, A account to B account. That I was assuming, that is the reason the peering is there, and with the help of peering they are communicating between the accounts, between the companies also. But that is not only the case, that is not only the case. If you see here, okay, I'll save this first, I'll save this one, the VPC peering, right? Peering, any doubts in this one, in this how to establish the connectivity between accounts? And you can see, and one more thing, we did not establish the communication between blue VPC to red VPC. This is the same how we have done from blue to green, same connectivity. Okay, this is how we need to do multiple connections, you can do it, that is for your practice. Okay, how to do is the same steps. Okay, use cases. Okay, use cases where we will use this VPC peering. If you see here, AWS HIPAA architecture. Okay, we have HIPAA architecture. If you see this architecture, you will understand. Just open image in new tab. Okay, so assume this is, I am having one account, AWS account. Under this account I have multiple VPCs. If you see here, this is management VPC, and this is production VPC, this is development VPC. They have created peering between peering VPC peering between your management and development, and management within your production VPC. So if you see here, your database and applications and any proxy servers or any DMZ, dematerialized zone layer, any security kind load balance, everything is working in production. So if you want to have communication between your management server to communication, management means assume you are developed you are having some common services which is used by across all the accounts, or all the projects. So this is a common service, common account or managed account we can tell. So assume you are having a Jenkins server. That Jenkins server is used by this production account and this development account. So you don't want to establish or create any common service between these two accounts. That time you need to have a peering connection. And one more thing, assume you are having your on-premise. Let me copy this image. Okay. Okay. So I need to reduce the zoom. Come on. Okay. Okay. Good one. Okay. Assume now you have three accounts, three VPCs here. Okay. Let me draw that one here. I'll use red one. I think red will appear here. Okay, blue will take. Okay, so if you see here, this is my VPC. This is my VPC, and another one is second VPC, and third one I have three VPCs I have. Okay, so now my data center is there. My data center, I have my data center also at my on-premise. Okay, assume this is my company. This is my company. I'm using in my on-premise. Okay, this is my company's my company or on-premise. I can call on-premise. Come on. Okay, I think it will be sufficient. Okay, so so I have on-premise. So in real times we won't use public IPs. Public IPs we won't use for our applications. So where we will have our applications, this will be reside in my private environment. So to connect to the private servers, I don't have any public IP now. So how can I connect to the server? Okay, for that one, what we will do, already from our on-premise to this account is there, right? This account, for this account already communication is established. Communication is established with the help of some on-premise like VPN tunnels, that we will see in upcoming classes, how the connectivity established between our on-premise to the AWS cloud, that we will see. Okay, so this already the communication is established, and this managed VPC we are telling, right? This managed VPC we will use for this management purpose. Management is nothing but, so first what we will do, we are in the our company's corporate network. This is our company network. Assume this is my company corporate network. I'm having my, so first what I will do, first I log into, I'm having one on-premise mission. I will log in here with the help of already I have established the connection, right? So with the help of that, what I will do, I will log into my production grade servers or any pre-production servers. Okay, assume this is my VM. So I will use this VPC as a jump box. Jump box is nothing but, just you will try to connect from this mission. Okay, just what you will do, just you will try to connect to this mission, and here we will have a like one mission, virtual mission, or any Windows or Linux machine you will have here. From here to you will jump to any production server or development server. But assume there is no direct connectivity established from your production to your any on-premise to connect to the any servers, for any to update the patches, or to you want to host the application, you want to deploy any application, or you want to log into any server, you need to use this management VPC as a jump box. So that means you will create one server here, that is a jump server we will call as, or else bastion host we will call. With the help of that we will use uh, bastion host we will use to connect to our production grade servers, that is private servers, that we will see whenever we are discussing about load balancer, how we will create how we will launch our application in private environment, how we will access that server, that everything we will see. Okay, so this is also one of the example where we can use our VPC peering. Not only whenever the companies is managing or companies is acquiring by another company, then they don't want to establish the communication. Not only that case, this is also we have, like whenever you are attending to any interview, right? So they will ask, so what is your VPC architecture? So you will say like, I have one VPC, there we are hosted our application, like that. If you say, right, so maximum companies they won't use only one VPC. Okay, depending upon their architecture, they will definitely use multiple VPCs, and even some companies will use production entirely separate account, non-production separately entire account, management separately. They will use entirely separate account, because if something goes wrong in any particular account, it will affect to only that account. And some companies, what they will do, in one account they will use multiple VPCs for multiple environments, production or non-production or this management. Okay, that entirely depends upon the architect who is designing their company's architecture. Okay, that application, that is how it will work. Okay, this is the use case. And you need to know one more thing, AWS VPC peering cost or price. Peering price, what is AWS VPC peering cost? Pricing. Okay, pricing. So peering is not a free one, peering is not free. You can click on this one, you will get to know what are the things you will be charged. Okay, so there are multiple scenarios. Let us assume you analyze. And one more thing, not only creating the PPC peering, see, if you are getting, if you are if you are getting, or if you are transferring any data, if you are data processed, if you see here, price per GB, price per GB, you are transferring data from one VPC to another VPC between the regions or across the accounts, there will be different type of charges is applicable. Okay, so what is the data transfer? You can see here, this is standard EC2 data transfer. 1 GB data was transferred between EC2 to S3 or NAT gateway or any between the VPCs also. Assume I have already, like yeah, here I have already, right, my server is there. So what is data transfer between the VPCs? I will show you. Sudo yum install nginx. So no package nginx available, so there is something different is available in nginx. Okay, in Amazon Linux, just we will use that one, and we will install the package nginx server we are installing application, nginx application we are installing now. So it is verifying and installed. So now what we need to do, we need to start sudo service nginx start. If you see here, it is started, and you can verify the status. Sudo service service status nginx, whether it is running or not. What is telling? Systemctl you need to use. Okay, systemctl nginx status, systemctl stl I used. Okay, commands we are forgetting. Systemctl status nginx. See here, nginx is running or not? Yes, nginx is active and running from last 49 seconds. Just now we have started. Now we will verify whether this nginx is running or not from the server public IP. Just take the public IP or server, and you navigate here and just click and enter here. See, your nginx is welcome to nginx on Amazon Linux. So this is the sample website which we are running on that particular server. So now what you will do, So this is running in green VPC. Now you are moving to blue VPC. This is completely running on different region. Okay, so now you will just get curl HTTP followed by the IP. If you give enter, see, you are getting this page, the content you are getting. See, this is the default page that is distributed by Linux. So we are just getting the content of the particular website in this server. So this is also one type of data transfer. We are getting the data from another VPC to this VPC. Okay, right, the same thing here we have. Okay, this page is used to proper operation, and welcome to the Amazon Linux. Okay, this is the welcome to the Amazon Linux, you can see here in our website. Yeah, welcome to the Nginx on Amazon Linux. This is the page we are accessing from another VPC. That means we are getting the data from green server to blue server between the VPCs. Peering, with the help of peering connection, we are getting the data. Even for data transfer per GB also they will charge. It is not a free one. So once you create your peering connection, you test the connectivity, you delete it. And if you have time, you want to create multiple scenarios, you create it and delete it. Don't keep it with us the same. So you will be charged. సో క్లౌడ్లో ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే అన్ని ఫ్రీగానే చూపిస్తారు అనమాట, ఫ్రీ టైర్ అకౌంట్, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఏ ఫ్రీ వన్. సో యూ నీడ్ టు మేక్ షూర్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద సర్వీసెస్ అండర్ ఫ్రీ టైర్ ఎలిజిబుల్ అండ్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద నాట్ కమ్స్ అండర్ ఫ్రీ టైర్. యూ నీడ్ టు మేక్ షూర్ అండ్ యూ నీడ్ టు యూజ్ అకార్డింగ్లీ. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈస్ హౌ peering will work. So any doubts till now? Doubts, guys?